Hey, what's up, Photography Mafia? In this Luminar Neo tutorial, we're going to take a look at the GenSwap, which allows us to generatively create new objects or subjects in a photo. So let's get started. I'm first going to start with this photo here that I took in Cuba. You can see there's a little bit of a distraction here. I guess we can remove it actually with the Gen Erase. So I'll start off with that. I'll just click and paint over this real quickly, and then I'll click on erase. It's not a big deal if it's there, since I just want to show the GenSwap really in this tutorial, so it'll take a few seconds for this to process, and that looks good. I'll just click on save, and what I'm going to do is go to GenSwap. So what GenSwap does is it allows us to create new objects or subjects in a photo. And we first need to paint in an area, and I can change the size of the brush here. So for example, I can paint in this area right here, and then I need to type in something. So I'll just type in, let's say, a tabby cat, and I'll just press enter to accept that. And it'll take a few seconds to process. This GenSwap, it is a hit or a miss. Sometimes it works well and the subject or the object that you put in the photo blends in real well. In other cases, it doesn't. So you can see here, this cat here, it looks pretty good, but the size is just too big here, especially compared to this table and this chair here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo this. I'm going to reset the selection, and I'm going to create a smaller area here. I'm just going to paint here, and let's see what it does here. So of course I can also type in a small cat, but we don't really know what the small is really relative to. I can say relative to this table or chair, but it may or may not work. As I said, it's a hit or a miss. And one thing is, when you're putting in the generative AI description or what you want outputted, you got to make sure you don't put any verbs like erase or put or replace, otherwise you can mess it up. And this cat actually looks a little bit better. It's a little bit smaller, so I do like that. Let me undo this actually, reset the selection, and I'm going to create something like, let's say, around this size here. And this time I'll put black and white cat. Let's see what happens here. So as I was saying, it's a hit or a miss, and you can see the original few cats that we processed, it was looking towards us, and per Luminar Neo's instructions, we shouldn't put any verbs in it. This cat looks a better size here. Let's put a verb in it and let's see what happens. Black and white cat looking towards the ocean. So we have like a verb right here, a garund, I guess it's called. But let me see what happens here once I click on swap. So this looks a little bit better. Let's zoom in here. Let's see how this cat's face looks. It actually looks a little bit messed up. So that's the other thing. So as I was saying, it's a hit or a miss. But let's just undo this, and let's undo this as well. And let's put a beer bottle. And I'll click on swap. And let's see what happens here. I did originally try to put a Corona bottle or a Corona beer bottle, but it does mess up with the text of the Corona. So hopefully this beer bottle doesn't have any text in it. Unfortunately, it does have text. The size looks pretty decent, I guess. I guess it should be smaller compared to this little shelf or this little island here of this plant. I guess it's a flower plant or a tree plant. I don't know what it's called, but it is a little bit too big, and you can see the letters on it. It's kind of like messed up. Of course, I can write a beer bottle with no letters, but as I was saying, the GenSwap is a hit or a miss, so you don't want any too much complicated subjects or objects when you put it in. Let me click on reset selection, and let me just select this area here and make sure I have it selected. So I'll just put a yacht. I think that's how you spell it. I'll press enter. And let's see how it does with putting a yacht in this photo on the horizon. And of course, if it doesn't work the first time, you can keep doing it. Yeah, that boat just looks too big. So I'll just put in a small yacht. Small yacht. Going left, going from left to right. Now let's see how this looks on the horizon. Yeah, so this boat looks a little bit too big on the horizon. I guess the other thing I can do is make a smaller selection to make the yacht a little bit smaller. I think this looks a little bit better. I do wish there was an option or a way of like transforming these photos and making it smaller instead of doing a reselection and making these selections smaller. So let me undo this, undo this. I will reset this and let me make a small selection right here. And now I will type in yacht. And maybe it'll give me a better generative subject or object of this yacht. We'll see how it does with a smaller selection. But as I was stating, it would be better if we could like reshape the size. So now you can see it put like 2 yachts. The sizes are decent, but I just wanted 1 yacht. Anyways, that looks fine for now. So as I was saying, this GenSwap is a hit or a miss. I'll just click on save. And once you click on save, it will create like a generative creations folder right here. So here's the one with the beer bottle. Let me go back to the catalog, and this one I saved it with looks like nothing, which is fine. Anyways, I'll go back to the catalog and I'll go to all photos and I will go to this photo here. So let's try to make a little bit something more complicated or a little bit more difficult. So I'll click on generate a swap. This photo, I took it in Peru. I will increase the size. And I think in this area, I'm going to type in a puma. So I was trying this earlier with a puma. He did a good job with the size of the puma, but unfortunately the face or the eyes didn't look too good. So let's see what happens this time when I enter or place a puma using generative AI. So you can see it didn't do a good job. It almost like it blended in this puma into this rock. So I will just undo that. And I think the selection still looks good. I'll type in a puma again. Let's see how it looks. So yeah, this puma looks a little bit too big. The eyes, let's take a look at the eyes. The eyes look a little bit better, but it's lacking detail. Of course, we can correct some of the detail and the color grading for this puma to match the background. But this puma does actually look a little bit too big for this photo. So yeah, so I would need to adjust the selection and fine tune it. Anyways, that's how you use the GenSwap. It's a hit or a miss. The simpler the object that you're trying to produce, the easier it is to work with this GenSwap. One thing to pay attention to with the GenSwap is the perspective of your photo from background to foreground or going from left to right. It doesn't usually work well if the perspective is off and where you're placing the subject or the object. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, you know what to do. And as always, live easy, sleep breezy, and stay lovely.